Yo everybody, and welcome to another episode where I will be talking about my 100% deck completion in the game. I've been playing this game for 4 years and a month and a half or so, and I think since whenever the start I've just been grinding my daily quests every day, reach the highest ranks, and just been grinding gold all over the place. And you have seen me play a lot of Brawl as well, trying oftentimes to be efficient, not always. And like a lot of things have impacted me getting here so far, but mostly just the community and having nice conversations with you during stream, during on Discord or on Reddit or on Facebook. Like a lot of people I've just met over the time, which just makes this community very awesome, which basically resulted in me continuously playing and grinding slowly over time to an 100% deck collection. So where can you see deck collection? Well, basically everything needs to be level 5, right? So everything is here. That is pretty cool. So how can you check how far you are off? Well, obviously you can put it on the Kitty Stormbound side. Otherwise, you can go to your collection, and when you press all, you can sort by level. And now basically with this sorting, your highest level cards are in front, and then also alphabetically ordered, like aged, agents, Ember Heights, Archdruid, as you can see. And then normally when you just go through, you see level 3s, level 2s, then eventually at the end you will see level 1s. And here you might see everything is level 5. Nothing more to collect from me, at least for this time being, right? Because Shipyard is still producing cards, and a lot of cards we actually do want to get in the collection and want to play with. So obviously those cards will be grinded for again once they arrive. Most likely I won't be using fusion stones immediately on them because, well, you don't have infinite amount of fusion stones. We do not know how many cards Shipyard is gonna publish, and I want to be a little bit efficient, and I always say a decent card should be already playable on level 4, and if it isn't, then most likely the card has been a bit of a shame. Like obviously if you go for the top 10 Hero League, you need level 5 cards to be very competitive, but I think for just diamond play, when you just the season resets, it should be fine. So what else do I got? I got a lot of duplicates. I got 69 and plus 200 legendary cards, and this is basically my saving accounts for the time being. Like I'm not gonna play fresh exchange, like I don't need the gold. So this is me saving for more than 2 years. Haven't been pressing this button since the update made the duplicate cards turn into gold. Like in the past it was for fusion stones, so I had a lot of profit from that as well, because well, fusion stones you need for level 5 legendaries or level 5 strong cards in general. So that would also help benefit me if I was tryharding for high rank, so I could be competitive against other people who had maxed out decks. So yeah, that's basically it for showing off what I've done here. And it's also interesting, like how did I end up with reaching this? As you might see in the previous one, I was around 96% deck completion. In the deck wise showed my progression for over 11 months. Well, that's some interesting things to do. Like I basically bought a lot of noble books, like 400 pieces of noble books during the anniversary, and I bought 4,000 rubies on the Book of Structures. That's basically the Book of Felines. Well, those are daily, right? So they roulette. And we got one more card from the noble books and one more card from the Book of Structures, or Lexicon as it's called. So let's go quickly over that. I don't want to show a lot of stats. If people want to know more about what is efficient and what isn't efficient, just let me know. I think for now I will just go over it really quickly. So here I am. I'm a spreadsheet monkey again. And so what do we see here? Basically 10k of coins on nobles. That equals 100 cards. And what I did is, this is how much I had before I bought. So here I was 98, 97, 96, 95. So the average somewhere around 96, since the legendaries count the most. So this is just my basic stats from Kitty website. So I bought all those books. I looked at how many commons I had, rares, epics and legendaries, and these are all the duplicates. So it's 15 coins for a common duplicate, 30 for rare, 70 and 100 relatively for epic and legendary. So I got back from 10,000 coin books, that like this total. So that sums up to 8,485. So I spent 10,000. So if I should have converted it back, it will cost me basically 1,515 coins. So that's how you can actually calculate how much coins it costed you. Since, well, normally you can just convert them back if you do not want to keep it on your savings account, so to speak. That's sounds then 10,000 gold coins doesn't sound that much, since it's just basically 1,515. Still much, but not as much. So what was mostly interesting, I wanted new copies, or I wanted to raw drops of fusion stones. So here we can see the raw drops of fusion stones. Well, the common, the rare, the epic and the legendary. So that's 5, 10, 25 and 50. So in like basically 400 pools, like 4 cards per pack, 100 packs, I got 1 common, 1 rare, a total of 15. And basically these are all the cards I still needed, the copies I needed, and the amount I pulled from opening everything. And then relatively like a common card, like these are all commons, rares, epics and legendaries. So that's what it happens. And then, well, common card is worth 3 fusion stones, and rare 7, an epic 15, and a legendary is worth 30 fusion stones, because that's how much it costs you if you want to craft the card. So I got like these amount of copies. Well, not gonna talk, but let's say 15, 20 or something similar around that. I think 20 plus. And that was worth 140 fusion stones. So what's interesting, now you can basically calculate, well, I got 140 fusion stones for 1,515 coins investment. Because this is what I lost basically spending 10,000 coins. So as you can see, like spending 10 coins for a fusion stone, it's really profitable. And basically I can recommend for everyone to dump a lot of stuff into your nobles, because that's a really good way to grind out your commons and your rares, and a couple of epics, but mostly your common and rares. But also keep in mind that it costs you a lot, because for me, I have a lot of cards already maxed. If you do not have everything maxed, you just get a lot of copies, and if you're a competitive player, you probably end up with a lot of card copies that are level 5. Like upgrading to level 5 alone costs already 1,000 gold. So if you haven't been playing along, that's a lot of grind work you have to do to get into this state where it becomes really cheap. But if you're aiming to get a maxed collection, do not really care that much for our competitiveness, then this is a really good way, at least when you are, well, it's always a good way, but especially when you are really far in your deck collection. But never also obviously spend stuff on mythic tomes, because for your mythic tomes you get your epics and your legendaries, and only go for the specific books if you have like a dire need from a specific, or you're missing like a lot of felines, a lot of elders or whatever, then go for those books. But otherwise a mythic tome is by far the most value for the rubies you're investing. And if you're a really competitive player, you want really good decks, then don't upgrade obviously the cards you don't want, unless you reach an amount where you get more coins back from upgrading into level 5. But that's a lot of copies you need, so most likely you won't reach there in a year or two. So this was my first one, so that was really nice, like almost 10 gold per fusion stone. So I did it again, obviously. I'm not going over all the numbers again, but as you see, I got 160. I got way more lucky here with the raw fusion drops, and this is insane, right? This is what you actually want, especially if you are still climbing up. Like getting 50 fusion stones for just buying nobles, that's insane. But here I also got 160 for 1355. So it was way more profitable than the first 10k. So you can see 9709. I didn't have it here, but here I was 97. So I basically increased 1% in my deck collection overall. So I did it again, and you can see 0.9, and here it's 0.33. Doesn't seem like much. Maybe it isn't even that much, but well, for sure it is at this point a lot. And otherwise, if you do not have everything next, you get like all these cards that are worth fusion stones as well. So for this one was 122 for 1300. So I was spending a bit more than 10 coins for a fusion stone. But still, if you compare it to Brawl, well, you're not gonna get this these amounts of fusion stones from a Brawl match at some point. So for everybody who is already in Diamond or in Hero League, trying to figure out how to max your collection, well, definitely wait for common nobles. And then when I thought like, well, I'm missing a lot of temples, like Shipyard has released the Temple of Life, Temple of Space, Temple of Focus, Glacier Palace, Temple of the Mind. So I needed still a lot of those copies. So for me, the Lexicon of the Book of Structures was the way to go, and luckily for me that was also into the discount. So here I spent 4,000 freaking rubies to get those bad boys. So I was expecting way more fusion stones obviously, and as you can see, the raw drops is also 250 fusion, 445 fusion stones for 4,000. I suppose I haven't bought mythics in a really long time, but I think if you go for the mythic tomes, you most likely will reach way better results in the raw drops of fusion stones, or the RNG, like 25 common, 25 rare, 25 epic, 25 legendary. I think one of those two is by far the most worth if you want to go for the fusion stone drops. But obviously 245 is pretty nice for 4,000. And well, I still needed some copies, so well, I basically got a lot of copies, and then most likely the Temple of Space and the Temple of Time and the Temple of Focus. Those were the most costly because I needed like 8 more copies for level 5, and Temple of Time 11 more copies. So that alone was 390 fusion stones. So yeah, this was I'm still not sure if this was most worth it, but well, at some point you get a lot of rubies and you want the copies, so you have to spend them on something, I suppose. So I haven't done the calculations for that, but at least I'm happy. I saved up a whole year for finally getting the Book of Structures to get something I can spend my resources on. I'm in a luxury position, that's for sure. But well, here you already see, right? Things are rising. Also from the next one, I was 33, 97.33. So I reached 0.18% from buying 10,000 nobles, or 10,000 coins on nobles. So here I was done. I finished my Brawl as well, and then I went on to buy just another 10k on nobles, just to rev it up a little bit. because I still wanted to save my fusion stones as much as possible. Like coins and rubies you can easily get. Fusion stones on the other hand are really special, so I just overvalue them way more than my other resources. And I just want to keep an abundant because I want to upgrade all the new cards Shipyard is releasing to level 4 without worrying too much. And it's hard to get copies otherwise because Shipyard hasn't given us any way yet how we can get copies. Well, you can buy the book for like 10 euros or $10 and then you get like 1 or 5 copies or something, but it's still not a lot. So most likely if you want fusion stones you need to buy the big books or the big sale offers for real money, or you have to go really deep into the Brawl, which, well, I'm obviously not a big fan of to do that on a regular basis. So here I just spent another 10k, I returned 1335. Obviously this was even becomes cheaper and cheaper once you reach a more maxed collection, since everything will be a duplicate at some point. But I still got 60 fusion stones, 0 fusion stones drop, so that was a bit salty. Not so much legendaries either, but I guess it can compensate a little bit with epics. But 60 fusion stones, like if you compare it for Brawl, it's still really cheap. So this is most likely the way to go. One advice for Shipyard: make a build offer, because clicking hundreds of thousands, well maybe 10,000s of times on the books to just open them all is really painful and not that much fun as it might seem. So please make at least that you can buy them in 40, 50, 100 or just 10 at least. Everything is better than just buy one noble book. So this is gonna be it for now. Hope you enjoyed the rise of 100% will, as you might say. And for now I'm just gonna continue playing Brawl efficiently with gaining resources on the lower tiers, do my daily quests. So as you can see, I still need to do my 2 fusion stones quest. I'll just keep doing those and grind some gold back, because now I'm really poor. I just want to go back to 10, 20k coins again, so I don't need to have to exchange my bank account. Anyways, this is gonna be it. Hope you enjoyed it, and please share in the comments below how far you are and what did you spend on what did you spend this 4th anniversary. Did you let us coins save, rubies save? Did you upgrade cards? How did you experience this? I just want to let me know. Anyways, thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Cheers.